Naked and Afraid Castaways Season 1 Episode 2 Review. Hey good people, in this review I'll be sharing my thoughts on the overall episode as well as the individual teams throughout the episode. I will say that my opinion of the overall concept of the show has somewhat changed, but we'll get into that in a little bit. So after watching episode 2, I must say that the longer I watch this series, the easier it seems to be for the survivalists when compared to other Naked and Afraid shows. What I mean is that these survivalists are marooned on an island that has dozens of useful tools that can be repurposed for multiple things. The island has multiple sources of fresh water that don't need to be boiled, and the island is stocked with animals that survivalists can essentially catch with their bare hands. Now sure, the island has an insect problem. That is not the most ideal situation for the survivalists to handle, but these cast members have it pretty good, especially when compared to the participants of Naked and Afraid Last One Standing. It is my opinion that the showrunners made it so easy for these survivalists to survive because the average survivalist would have likely tapped out of the challenge by day 3 if they weren't given these certain advantages. But let's move on to the teams. First there's Bolent, Kiera, and Naeem. The show picks up with us seeing Bolent catching that armadillo with his bare hands and killing the armadillo, which was pretty impressive if you ask me. Naeem and Kiera both made great contributions to the team, with Naeem's makeshift knife being used to process the armadillo and Kiera using the ash from the fire to battle the insect problem. I definitely liked how everyone on the team had came together, understood their respective roles, and supported one another for the duration of the episode. As of right now, I don't see any reason for anybody on the team to not make it to the end of the challenge. That is, unless there's some sort of medical tap out. This is by far the strongest team on this season and there's no close second. Then there's Rachel, Candice, and Justin. And I must say that this team has really surprised me this episode. When I saw them on the first episode, I was pretty certain that at least one person would tap out before the end of the challenge, and that there would be a lot of dysfunction. But during this episode, we saw that this team was able to get their fire started with the battery and steel wool that they acquired, and they were able to capture, kill, and eat a pelican. Now before I give this team all the praise in the world, I have to be honest in saying that I thought it was pretty convenient that the team found the easiest materials to create fire out of everybody, and they just so happened to catch a pelican that was knocking on death's door with their bare hands. It seems that the show is making it very easy for this team to catch up to the progress of Bolent, Naeem, and Kiera. Now I'm still waiting on Justin to lose his temper with Rachel or Candice when things go bad, and I still believe that at least one person from this team will tap out before day 21. And lastly there's Andrew, Heather, and Patrick. And as I predicted, Heather is beginning to tear this team apart. Here are the issues with the team as I see it. Andrew and Heather both have very strong personalities, and they both feel the need to speak on what they feel is the right direction for the team. The problem at hand is that Andrew tries to actively solve the issues that his team face, while Heather is the Debbie Downer of the group because she frequently explains why somebody's ideas won't work while claiming that her ideas are the best. Heather also doesn't take much action towards proving that her ideas work, and when she does, she proves that she doesn't know what she's talking about. Now for this episode, I applaud Patrick for trying to be the voice of reason amongst the madness, but at the rate that Heather and Andrew are arguing, I'm pretty certain that one of them will tap out before the end of the 21 days. So this marks the end of my review. I know that I mentioned that this series might be a game changer for Naked and Afraid, but as I mentioned earlier in the review, the concept of the series seems to be giving the survivalists more of an advantage than any other series on Naked and Afraid. And while that's a little disappointing, I still want to see how this season pans out. I'd also like to know what you all think about this episode and the series overall. Feel free to leave all comments below in the comment section, and I'll be sure to reply to everybody. Until next time, stay tuned and stay safe. Peace.